What's up, y'all? I'm PC McCray. You can call me P.
Hey, y'all. My name is Shaun the Head. You can call me Shaun the Head. And this is the Everything Has Changed podcast.
From 2 college roommates to 40-something adults, life has been lifing, and we want to talk about it.
We are the new adults, y'all.
How did that happen?
I don't know, P, but we got to talk about it.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Hello there, Shonda. What it do?
Hey, everybody. I would like to preface this conversation by saying if I sound ridiculous, it's not your speakers, okay? It's absolutely me. Why am I always the one who sounds crazy? We have yet to have an episode where you have to give a disclaimer about it's always me.
Yeah.
It's always me. It's always me. So I I lost my voice 2 nights ago, and it's not back yet. So, and we didn't want to, mess with the recording schedule. So you guys are just gonna have to hear me in all of my half voice glory. What do you think, Pete? Do I sound crazy?
Like no, not too crazy. Just got a little rasp.
Oh,
would you
you're
like
a nice
to share
lady.
with the
You're a
class
nice lady. Thank you. With the class.
why you lost your voice or how you lost your voice?
So
I feel like there's a story behind this.
I was outside. Okay. We're just going to call this. I know at the top of the year we said that this year for me was about finding my inner child and doing whatever brings me joy, right? To my inner child. Try to do some inner child healing this year. That has nothing to do with why I lost my voice. I was outside the other night. I went for some drinks with some girlfriends, and the place where we went for drinks turned into the club at a certain time. And so when that time came, we were still there. Okay.
Yeah.
Atlanta. And so now, meanwhile, it's like
Atlanta at its finest.
It's really the neighborhood spot. Like, it's not even in the city. It's like around the corner. So them places that's around the corner is where the drinks be strong and all that. And so anyway, so we were there for happy hour. And then we stayed. And then when the music came, now it's like if you want to stay and enjoy your friends, you have to now scream over the music to hear each other. So yeah, we're gonna scream over the music. And then when the music, because then you know how the DJ, you'll have like the intro DJ, and then the real DJ comes. So then the real DJ pulled up, and now it's all the 90s and 2000s hits, right? So now we dancing. There were dance battles had P. There were, and we listen. we were leaving. I don't know. We were leaving, but we had closed out our tab. Put the cards away, and then here pulls up like a friend of a friend of a friend, and they're like, let's buy a round for the table, right? And at first, we're trying to be demure, okay? We're trying to be like, oh no, it's okay, we're done. We were actually packing it up, and then like 15 minutes later, you know what? Never mind, we'll take that. And that was the round that started like the dance battles. But hey, I had a great time. I don't go outside anymore, and so and I think when we were talking about in the concert episode, I need to get outside. Yes. I need to get outside. So I said, this is the summer. We will chronicle it. Shonda is outside. And so when I go outside, I will let you all know so that I have fulfilled my duty. Okay. And so yeah, but it was, we had a time, and I did not realize until we walked out that my voice was gone, because I think, I'm just shouting over the music. and I'm thinking, I'm doing a good job. The girls can hear me, I can hear them. And then we step outside to go to the car, and I open my mouth to say something, and nothing's coming. And that was 2 weeks.
Hey,
Yeah.
girl, how you doing?
Because,
So remember we were talking about, and I said that this is what he did, and this is how I felt about it.
Yeah, girl talk.
Well, it upset me so much. Meanwhile, back that ass up is playing, and you trying to have a deep conversation. I was so upset that I can't handle it no more. But there go our song, so let's go. We'll talk about it later.
Later.
Voice gone.
Listen, as long as I have a
Ears
chair,
popped.
yeah, as long as I have a cushion, as long as I can sit, I can stay. Okay, that's my only prerequisite. I cannot be somewhere where I have to like be standing or whatever. We're too
The
old for
entire
that.
time.
At
We
all.
are.
I can't if I walk it look, if there is no seating area or like we'll be over there. I can't I'm not. Like most I'll do is I can stand at the bar for as long as it takes me to get a drink. I'm just and look, that's just me. Look, I'm old. I got back issues. I got to know what I'm getting into. So as long
Yeah.
as there's a chair for me, good.
And if it's not, that means I'm not staying long. That's one of those I'm gonna come in, show my face, wait, hey, how y'all doing? You gonna know I was there for a hot minute. Then I'm like, all right, I'm out.
Bye. And
There's
I
nowhere
do
to
want to
sit.
I do want to say though, because we were talking on one of the other episodes about women's safety. I will tell you what did happen to me that night that I'm like, okay, it's clear I don't be outside because I didn't have idea. I had no idea about none of this stuff. Did you know that? Well, I'm sure you did because now everybody that I've told this story knows it. I was just the only one who didn't know. I didn't know that iPhones that I didn't know that you could share your contact information by touching phones, right?
Yes.
Nobody told me that. So we're sitting there, and there's a guy that we knew from school that's talking to one of my other friends, and so like we're all having conversation, and there's this other guy that we thought was with him who was not. Well, I think he was with him, but it's a long story. He didn't know him like that,
Yeah.
basically. And so he
Okay.
was around the table. So, we're just if he's saying something, we're gonna respond back. We just try to be nice, all right? Just because our friend is over here talking. So, hey, what if he says whatever? At some point over the course of the night, the man done tapped his phone to my phone. He stole my phone number, P. And I'm looking at like I didn't know what was going on because nobody told me this was a thing. So my phone is laying here in front of me, and he's like, "Oh, is that an iPhone?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's iPhone." And I just, I just touched the screen so it lights up so you can see it's an iPhone screen, right?
Yeah.
And he leans over and lays his phone on top of mine, and then my face shows up on his screen, and he
Yeah.
hits a button on the screen. It all happened within like 10 seconds. And I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then he leans over and he's like, "Now I got your number." And I was like, "Oh my God." Like, and I started freaking. At first, I was in shock because I didn't know this. I didn't know this was a thing. And I'm like, "Wait a minute, this guy just," and then he walks away. Right. So now I'm freaking. First of all, I'm happy that this happened towards the end of the night because it ruined my night. I felt violated.
Yeah.
And then I start freaking out because I'm like, in your phone, I didn't know what gets shared. I saw my face pop up on his screen, and
Yeah.
and so I knew that whatever he said happened. And so then I'm like, okay, but in my phone, you know how they have like a section where your profile is, where it's your name, your number, your email, if it's connected to your Apple ID, all that. And I'm like, my home address is in there. So now I'm freaking out because I'm like, damn the phone number. Because as soon as any number first of all, I don't answer numbers that I don't know, but any number that pops up, or text me, I could just hit block and we're done. But I started freaking out because I'm like, my address is on there. He now has my address. And the thing about it is, he was being very like forward to people. He was like, I'm not gonna say touching on people, but his body, like he was leaning into people. Like, like there was skin contact. So
Yeah.
everybody
And
was
y'all
like,
didn't know
this
him.
guy, no, and everybody's like, this guy's weird. So we're talking to our friend and it's like, what's up with your boy? And he was like, I don't even know dude like that. I just met him tonight. He's friends with my friend who I met up here, whatever. He's like, but I don't know him like that. And we're like, okay, because it's becoming a bit much. And that's the point in time where he did that thing with the phone. And so now I'm just freaking out for like the rest of the time. I didn't stay past like probably 20 minutes after that. I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh, he has my address though now. And that made me really upset. Now, then I went to Google when I was leaving. I Googled and I saw that I guess it's called a name drop. And then I saw
Uh-huh.
that it only sends like your whatever your profile picture is and your phone number. But it all that to say it doesn't send any details past that. And I was like, thank you, God. Like it so ruined my night. I was having such a good night, minus the losing my voice. It ruined my
Yes.
night so bad. I was like, I'm going home. Like this is why.
And did
This
you
is
turn it off?
I don't
Did you
know.
get
I
turn
don't
it
even
off?
know how to turn it. I don't even. First of all, I ain't left the house since. So
Okay.
I was saying I'm gonna figure out how to turn it off before
We'll
before I leave the house for real again. I do want to turn it off, and it's crazy though because I never even would have thought that I couldn't imagine like I would never think that would even like even well I don't even know that this is again to me this is a new thing, but what do I know? I don't be
Mhm.
outside. I didn't know people did
Nah.
this. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like another thing that I have to prepare for, which in this case, just turn it off or whatever. It was like this is
It's
really bad. It
wild.
wasn't even like our friend it was this friend. And then he walks off. Then we see him on the stage. He went and got on the stage with the guy who was doing the dance battling. And
Yeah.
he went and got up there. And so at some point I was like, well, first of all, I don't think I have to worry about this guy texting me or trying to call me or anything because I know he doesn't. Even if I know it sent my information, but this guy was clearly on something. He was zooted out the ass. So
Okay.
I don't even
He's just
think he would
taking
remember.
numbers.
I don't even think he would remember like, oh, let me find her name in my contact. He did and he didn't even ask my name anyway. So he only seen my name when he laid his phone on the phone. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, he's not even going to remember to let me scroll and find where Shonda. No, so I was like, I'm probably saved there. But that when I thought my address was on there, it really, really, really freaked me out. It really did. And
That's
my friend was like,
crazy.
you should have turned that off. And I was like, no, you're not understanding. I didn't know it was a thing to even have to turn it off. I did not know.
Right.
And I didn't know, I don't know what update it came with to turn, like nobody told me I would have to go in. And so I'm assuming it's a default thing because I never set that up.
Mhm.
So I was ruined my night, girl. Up until that point, I was having a blast.
Most of the things with iPhone, as you get an update, you sometimes have to go back in and turn it off. Whatever the
Yeah,
newest
clearly.
thing that they do, you
Hmm.
gotta kinda turn it off. But that is messed up if you don't know
I
that it
didn't
is
know it
even
was a
there.
thing to have to
You're
turn
like,
off.
"What is this? What are you
Like
doing?" Like
when my face popped up, and then you know how big sometimes like the iPhone will show a face
yeah.
really. It was I had no idea what the fuck was going on, and to see that I was just like frozen. Like
See?
what is happening right now? I had no idea what was happening. It's
Creepy.
scary. It's creepy.
Oh, creepy man.
It was, and then Pete before even that he kept showing. Before that he kept showing the whole table pictures of himself on his phone.
Okay. Alright.
And the pictures, meanwhile, look nothing like this man to the point. Like, if we literally, I'm like, give me the phone. We hold it up to his face because it's
That's
like, that
not
ain't
you.
you. It was AI. We're 100% it was AI. And that's what we think. Now, like, I'm pretty sure people do this. That's how different it looked like him, but not for real. I mean, he had locks in the picture. First of all, he's standing in front of us with
Okay.
a what you call a not a fade, a low Caesar, whatever. So yeah, people cut their locks off. But I'm like, this guy right here, you're looking at a picture like a beautiful man. This man in front of us was like 30% of that guy.
Hey, and those AI
That's what I'm
dudes,
saying. It's AI has
the
gotten
AI creatures, they
it's
look
gotten
beautiful.
they look beautiful, but then it's the picture ones sometimes now have gotten to a point where they look a whole lot more realistic than they did when they first came
Mhm.
out last year. And it's like skin was smooth and stuff on the picture. And we
Mhm.
looking at him like, and he kept
That's not
showing,
you.
scrolling and showing us pictures. Like he walked away, was like, that's AI. And I can't believe people are out here showing AI pictures of themselves, like in the physical.
It's
This
like,
is what
"Sir,
we
we can
doing.
see you. We
I was
can
like,
see what you look like.
so
We see you." Well, the
we
newest thing with
see you.
AI that has been tickling me, well, on TikTok, I don't know if it's, like, spread to anywhere else, but the
Mhm.
AI babies, they'll
I
take
can't.
creations of, like, let's say Martin. It was a Martin episode, and so they had a
Mhm.
baby Martin and a baby Gina in a
Mhm.
scene. It was so cute. Those are cute. Now those are funny. Those are cute.
I saw one of those for
That
sinners.
guy was weird. Yes,
I saw the one
yes.
for
The
sinners,
little
but
Annie.
I don't like them though only because they be cute, but it's like they in order for them to do all this stuff, they have to start with like actual pictures of babies, which people every day are putting pictures of themselves and children into these apps. But then on the black market, like on the behind the scenes, on where all the illegal activity take place, they're using these to create like porn and children porn and stuff and that's why they tell you they
That's
like
gross.
especially now but like between like last year and this year they're like stop posting your kids guys because we're finding these pictures on these black market sites and they're using them to create this illegal, child porn and child traffic, all that stuff
Oh.
is related, and they're using AI and they're using
Oh,
and
that's
so when
gross.
every time I see those little kid AI things, that's where my mind goes, and I'm like, cute idea, but I don't like it. Literally everything now that's going into AI now is going also toward some sort of illegal arena that's like harming people. So now that's all I can think of every
That's
time I see it.
that has ruined the
Yeah,
cuteness
I'm
for
sorry.
me. Thanks,
I'm sorry,
because
but
they
I
were just
did see
little
the
chunky
one where they
babies.
redid the scene from Sinners with cornbread, and all of them was babies. I'm sorry,
Damn
people.
it.
They
Damn
yeah, they put
it.
out a PSA on that. They were like, please stop posting your kids because we are finding them over there, and this yeah, yeah, yeah.
People are
I'm sorry.
sick.
Yeah.
Great, thanks. Well, I know when during the presidential election, they were AI nudes and bikinis. They put Kamala's face on all of that
Mhm.
stuff.
Mhm.
Disrespectful things.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, here we go. So we know how dangerous it can be. I just didn't think. I just thought they drew little babies. I didn't know they actually took little
Yeah.
babies.
No, just
Because they don't
that
look
it
the
just
same.
it's the software. It just like scrubs the internet for certain stuff. And one of the things they scrub the internet
Uh,
for is pictures of kids and babies to then take and be able to use for those criminals that want to see that type of content. It's a whole market for it.
we're screwed. Like all of our stuff is out
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Even the most private of private. And I try to be private and secure, but it's already out there.
Yes. It's a
Mm,
fact.
mm. Hey,
So
you
I'm
mess up
sorry, P.
everything. Weirdos.
Yeah, man.
Golly. They're just cute little chunky babies. Mess it up.
Hey friends, we're so thankful for your support. If you want to be updated whenever we drop a new episode or when we drop some of the special things we've got coming, head on over to everythinghaschangedpodcast.com and drop us your email so you can stay locked in. Cool? Cool.
Yeah, man. But what about you? How you doing? What have you been getting into? What's up?
Well, I am much better than I was last episode.
Good.
It took a few more days of the hangover, and then I had therapy, thank God,
Oh, yes, good.
and the sunshine. The sun came out. I
Mhm.
realized I am a sunshine girl. When it rains, I appreciate the rain. Every now and again, I appreciate the thunderstorms, and I like the sound of rain. But when it's cloudy outside for too long and it's too much rain, it really affects my mood.
Yeah.
And I haven't been aware of it until lately. I want to say the last couple of years. But after a while, like if it rains too many days, it really affects me. And so Mother's Day was just already bad. And then the weather was bad. And it was bad for the
Mhm.
next 2 days after. The
Mhm.
sun didn't come out until Tuesday, like evening. So
Mm.
Wednesday, it was full out. And I was like, okay, oh,
Yeah.
I'm a sunshine
Breathe.
baby.
It's good that you know
Yeah.
that, though.
Yes, I need sunshine, and so I wonder, like, if I ever whenever I travel to places that don't have the sun all the time, uh, Alaska, that's what they say, people kill themselves all the time,
In
in
Alaska?
Alaska.
Oh,
If it's too
no.
sometimes it's too dark or it's too much light, because there is a difference. You
Yes.
need a balance, but in place London, if it's raining all the time, where's the sun? Give me the sun. I need the sunshine. I need the sunshine. I'm just a sun girl. It really It really showed last week too, because once the sun came out and it's been out ever since. So I'm
Oh,
like, "Okay,
good. It's
I
so
am
good
able
that you
to breathe."
sometimes when we get in a mood or whatever, we need to have, because like I try to, like, I guess, keep a list of things that are helpful to me when I feel a certain
Mhm,
way. And some stuff is like a farther reach to get to, but some stuff
mhm.
it's good to know the things that are closest to you that you could just like reach and use to help. You know what I mean? So knowing that is, I think, it is really helpful if you ever need it. If it's like a sunny day, you could just step outside or go for your bike ride or whatever. I just think
That's it.
that's great that you, not that that'll handle everything, but
Mhm.
if that were me, I'd be like, okay, top of my list, because that's something that's an easier thing. Like, oh, if therapy ain't scheduled for another week or whatever, then,
Right.
oh, if I can do this or I can do that. So I love that. And plus you live in Florida, so I wonder if that's why, not calling you old, but I was gonna say, I wonder if that's why they say so many old people move to Florida, or when they retire, they go to Florida. You know how they say Florida is where the retired people
Yeah.
go. And I wonder if that's a part of it because it is so sunny or whatever, compare, I guess, to the rest of the country. I wonder if that's like a subconscious thing, because it's so helpful for folks.
Maybe, and warm. Like, I've never
Uh-huh.
been in the snow like that, and it's just a hassle. To get out of my driveway and go to work, I have to shovel
Uh-huh.
the snow after. I have to wake up like 10 minutes early, get the car warmed up, shovel the driveway out. I'm not gonna make it to work.
Oh,
I don't know. I mean, I know it's a lifestyle, that's what they're used to, but I always
yes.
thought about, like, if I ever had to move for work and they sent me up north somewhere, I'm like, ooh, ooh,
No work today.
Chicago. Like, so y'all
No.
really, like, leave the house. Y'all go outside in that. And yeah, they gotta shovel the driveways and drive on out there and salt the roads, all that stuff. I'm not going nowhere. I don't like to go nowhere when it's raining here because people can't
Mhm.
drive. We have black ice in
Yes.
Florida.
Yep.
You
We
you
do
spent
too.
time here and in Georgia. So
Mhm.
if it rains too hard, the oil and the roads get slick and people don't know how to drive. It's like you still can't drive that fast in the rain. Slow it
Mhm.
down.
Mhm.
And so if it's too much, I'm not going nowhere either. I just watch
Yeah,
and listen to the rain.
I was gonna say we get snow here, and no, we just not going to work. But of course, people laugh
Mm-mm.
about us like in the South. When the South get, yeah, when Georgia get,
Right.
when we get snow, but when we get snow, it's also ice, like you said, the black ice, and so
Yes.
and we don't they don't even give us the funds to prepare for that the way that they do up north. So
Mhm.
that's another thing. Like, we don't have all the resources and stuff to prepare the roads and stuff for that. So when it happens, we have to shut down. And raise your hand if you was caught in that in them ice storms. We had
Oh my
we had
God.
two really huge ones that, yeah, shut the South down. And so they're like, no, it won't happen again. So like they will cancel schools, all of that. And I was out in it when that thing happened too. So it was scary times, and we don't do that no more. If it's ice, they shut down
Ways
school,
of
they shutting
living.
down church, they shutting down jobs, everything. Now, God forbid you
Yeah.
work from home. If you work from home, you still got to show up to work, but everybody else should be at the house chilling.
Child. Because I'm like,
Oh.
how do you do this? That's a lifestyle. So I
It
assume the
is.
sunshine and not having to do that every
Yes.
day. Like as you get older, like who's shoveling my snow?
Not me.
I'm not doing it. I'm
Ain't
not
gonna
doing it.
happen. Ain't gonna
Also,
happen.
I wanted to say, so also on TikTok, there's
Yes.
music. And I don't know if you've been hearing the sound. It's called Gyra from Isaac Escamilla and B Richard Drums.
But what does it
They
sound like?
made this they made this 90s version. It's a gospel song, but it has a 90s feel. I'm gonna have to send
Okay.
it to you. Cause
Okay.
I mean it vibes. It
Okay.
vibes. It's one of those like somebody put some music out and when they stitch other musicians stitch like the guitar, the
Mhm.
drums, and they created this whole song that's a 90s vibe. Oh, it's great. I gotta send it to you. I was listening to it before we got on, which is why it's so fresh on my
Well, we have to
mind.
put it in the show notes.
We will. See, I gonna be like, wait,
Is
this
it a
is a
song that we
gospel
can add
song?
to the can we add this onto the playlist? Like, is it on Spotify or is it
It
only
is. They just
Okay.
added because it got so popular on
Okay.
TikTok.
Yeah.
They made it so that it's available now. So it's on
Oh,
Spotify.
we'll add it to our playlist then.
Yes,
Guys, don't forget we have a playlist. The Everything
we
Has
do.
Changed podcast playlist. And if we discuss a song, because we talk songs,
Yes,
if we
music.
sing a song, which is more likely,
Hmm.
you will find it on our playlist, which we always have linked in the show notes.
Yes, we will
So
have
we'll
to
add
add
it.
this.
Absolutely.
Y'all gonna love it. Y'all gonna be like, wait a minute, this is not
Ow.
a
Ow.
gospel song.
But it has been a week, P. We've had a week.
Oof.
FAMU alums have
Mm,
we've had to try to find some joy this weekend because we just got hit over the head hard, mollywopped, as you say.
mollywopped. Oh,
You want to tell the
girl.
people?
Mm.
Right. We don't really want to talk about it, but we must.
How do I even First of all, when the Attorney General of Florida, who is
Mhm.
MAGA, puts a tweet out that says, "Congratulations to Marva and the FAMU for what a terrific selection for the university community. And well done to Team DeSantis and the SUS for driving this home. Great result for Florida's higher ed and next generation of leaders." If that don't tell you everything, that's it was a fix. Essentially, our new president, Marva Johnson, was added. We had the presidential search. They
Mhm.
came three powerful candidates and prepared for when was she added? Right before they were supposed to start the interview process on campus.
Mhm.
And up comes this name. She was not on the list. She did not meet the qualifications for the original list, and her name was magically added. And not only that, there was a new trustee. One trustee was board of
Mhm.
trustee forced to resign last, and the day before the vote, magically, another trustee is placed. Wasn't there for the interviews,
I was just gonna
didn't
say.
have a chance to sit in, don't know nothing about family. He just was added and was able to vote, of course, for the fix was in. The fix was in. But here's my thing, Shonda. Even first of all, I would not want to be anywhere where nobody don't want me. Okay.
Right.
The students, faculty, everybody has made it clear we don't want you. We don't want you. But even so, even if I know I have the backing, it's the audacity. It's the playing in our faces. Girl, you didn't even come correct. Like, come and present as if, okay, I mean, I know what's behind me. I know I have the power. I know I'm in, but let me at least try. Let me come prepared. Let me research. Let me know about the school. Let me be able to answer. Let me be able to put on this show. She didn't do nothing. She couldn't answer questions. She was defensive with her questioning with the students when they were grilling her, rightfully so. No higher ed background. You didn't even pretend. You didn't even try.
No higher ed background at all. And y'all have
None.
presented this lady to run one of the top universities, one of the top HBCUs, of course, but one of the top universities in the state, and no higher and all the other three candidates had higher education experience,
Mhm.
administration experience in higher education at HBCUs, at other universities. And then when they asked her, like, okay, so since you don't have the experience, how do you plan on handling? What's the first thing you do? And she said, the first thing I do is listen. I said, are we in high school going for our first job interview at the finish line to sell sneakers? What the actual fuck, lady? But she was playing like they're playing she had the audacity because she knew she was a shoe in. They knew she was a
Yeah.
shoe in. It's
Yeah.
so gross and frustrating to me. It's like, what can we do? Like, we signed the petitions. Will Packer made a couple different videos about it. Other celebrities, Common, K. Michelle, like other celebrities who are FAMU alum
Mhm.
were against this as well. And it's like it means nothing. Will Packer has put so many millions of dollars, Will Packer alone, not to mention all of the alums, right? But Will Packer
Mhm.
alone has put millions and millions of dollars into the university. And and I'm like, Will, how can we get your money back? Like, let's take your name off the like let's do other things. But then other things like how can we fight it? Because to fight it only hurts the university. And here's
Exactly.
the thing that is so upsetting is like it's the same thing like when Trump was campaigning and then he gets in and they're like, we're gonna do away with the Department of Education. And so then they hire an idiot to run the Department of Education, Linda McMahon, as as in Linda McMahon from the WWE, Linda McMahon, who has
Mhm.
no experience in this, and they hire her to run it because they already said they're doing away with it or they're going to attempt to, you know? So it's like you're putting this lady in so that this thing can fail. And when this thing fails, you're going to say, see, we don't need HBCUs. They don't work. You see what I'm saying? It's like we put in a puppet so that we can do it. And then as FAMU alum, we already know the history of the state and
Mhm.
even Florida State, the history of them trying to take the school from us. And so it's so scary. Like if something happens to the school, I'm going to crash out, Pete. I'm going to crash out.
I
I
think a
don't
lot of us
know
are.
what's going to happen. And it's what can we even do? Like, how do we even press her and boycott her, but have it not affect the school? Like, it's so frustrating. Like, why can't, how come we can't do anything
I've been trying to understand it. The vote was 8-4. And so immediate everybody's like, well, I'm not going to give back. I'm not going to do this. But that hurts, like you said, the school, that hurts the current students, the students that are still going to enroll prayerfully. I've already seen stuff where students are talking about they're going to transfer.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
It's
not,
like But
We ha
on one hand, I'm like, yeah, do that shit. Like that, I'm over here like
but we
this, and
can't.
then
I
I'm like,
know,
that's what I'm saying.
I
They set us
know.
up, P. They set us. They're setting all of this
It's a
up to fail.
catch-22. Yeah, because then if we don't, then it's like, "Okay, well, see, y'all don't even care about your school, so we're gonna go ahead and" like, the rumor has always been they wanted FAMU to be FSU South.
Yes.
FAMU's campus, they wanted it to be FSU South. That was I
Yes.
mean, back when I was in school, they've always said that. And it seems like this
Mhm.
move is making it a
Exactly.
lot closer than before.
And
Now,
that's
this has been a long time coming, but this is
but
the most boldest they've been
because
and
the
blatant.
they've been working towards this, right? And so even with
Mhm.
Trump being able to come back and all the DEI stuff that they've tried to or have literally taken out. And so of course they don't want HBCUs to exist because that's the epitome of what they're trying to fight against. But also remember that's really how the School of Engineering
Mhm.
became the FAMU School of Engineering is actually the FAMU FSU School of Engineering. I don't know if it's supposed to be FSU first, FAMU second, but it ended up that way because of them trying to take the stuff away from us. So instead of it being a FAMU School of Engineering, which is widely hailed as one of the most prestigious engineering schools in the country, you know, FSU kind of strong armed their way in, and so now it's
Mhm.
officially not now, it was that way when we were in school 20 years ago, but that's how it came about that it was owned by both schools, even though it's on FAMU's campus because it is FAMU's. But that it was those shenanigans again back then, and we ended up with this like double owned prestigious engineering school. It's so frustrating, P. And it's like all the things that are happening now, God willing, they want to make it so that or he wants to make it so that he can stay in and do, and change the precedence of the country, all this stuff. Yeah, okay. But regardless, even by the time we get to midterms, the stuff that they've done, all of it's not going to be able to be not replaced, but what's the word? Like fixed. For lack of a better word, all of it's not going to be able to be fixed, especially not that right away. They have done irreparable damage to the country, and
Yeah.
I just wonder how do we even get back to where we were before January of 2025? Even doing that is going to it's so upsetting,
I don't
P.
know. It's really upset. It's really upsetting and disappointing. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. And again, I think we've said it before. It's not so much that you could be a black Republican. That's not a problem.
Absolutely.
Okay, those aren't my stances and views, but I can understand where people get a Republican and conservative mindset. MAGA is completely different. It's a completely different ball game. So all the rules that you would have against Republicans or any strategy, that's out the window. We're not even playing that game anymore. MAGA game is this. It's blatant cheating.
Yeah.
Blatant just forget about the rules. Forget about policies and processes. And what is that for? What do we do? It's a show. Why do we even do all this if y'all gonna put her in there in the first place? Just put her there, if that's what it is. And what's so crazy, my theory is just to settle things down a little bit, they're going to make it so that she's so successful. I feel like they are going to make at least her first year or so successful. Anything she asks for, all of a sudden we're going to get some miraculous funding. I just think things that we had held up or had red tape around, they're going to allow a few things to trickle through and improve. They're going to be like, see, she was good for the school. You see how it's working out? Just for a setup for them to take it away.
I don't think so, P.
You don't think so? You think she's immediately just going to be like, burn it?
Yes, because that's what they've done to every single other thing that they put somebody in just even since January. And I did hear, and I need to find this. I don't know what, I can't remember what school it was, but there's another HBCU that this happened to. And that
Lincoln.
guy, maybe that's it. They said he only made it a year or
Yeah.
whatever. So I want to find
Yep.
out, okay, what they do to get that guy out of there. Cause I don't
Yes.
even believe, because of how bold they are, I don't even believe that they're going to make it look a certain way. I think it's going to be exactly the same as Linda McMahon in the Department of Education. I think on day one, she's going to start dismantling the things that they don't want to see in college, in education, or whatever. So I think they're going to like strong arm the all the stuff that they've been passing about. Well, I say passing, but they're executive orders. So of course that means that for them to actually pass, they don't just pass like that, but as we can see, all these companies and organizations just start bending down soon as they say this is what we
Mhm.
want to do. So I think they're going to start doing that at HBCUs and at FAMU. And so that means that when you think about the things that they decided to target, our entire university then is up for grabs. The curriculum, they have at other schools they've started targeting like the Divine Nine. um, I think it's gonna be immediate P. I do. I think it's going to be, they're not playing around, and they don't care to even what it looks like. This has been their goal since forever, so I don't think it's going to be any kind of, um no, I think it's gonna be immediate. I think they're gonna start dismantling things and trying to push things through that are the opposite of HBCU philosophies and all that. And
Lord have mercy.
I do think it's gonna hurt the university is already hurt now as of when she got put in. So I honest to God think it is going to have to take people. The university's just hurt. People are going to the university's gonna have to get hurt even more to get her out there. People are gonna. I bet. Yeah, the enrollment rate is going to go down. The money going in is going to go like at this. I want to. I don't even. Okay, this is how I feel on this day at this moment. I don't want FAMU to turn into FSU South or what. I rather just like, I'm not gonna say we had a good run, but it's like if not you, but Universal U, if they're saying
Yeah.
that it's going to end up being this, then that's just not FAMU. So it's like, I don't know. I want to fight, P. I want to fight. I want to roll up my
Yes.
sleeves. I want I want things to be affected. So if we're going to be affected negatively anyway, then let's just let's just go for the gusto, because they just really feel like they can do whatever, and folks are just going to take it. And
And they
it makes me
have.
sick to my stomach. Oh, and but here's
So
the other
n
thing, like how does she have the audacity to do this or whatever? They also, right before all the votes and stuff, up the salary cap for the
she
position.
asked for it. Yeah.
She asked for it, but then also, was it the governor's board? I can't remember what org it was or who's
Mhm.
even over it, but
The board
they
of
raised
governors.
it up for a vote or whatever right before all this, up to from 450,000 to $750,000 a year for you to do a job that you don't know how to do.
Mhm.
She is being paid to run the university into the ground. As long as it's an HBCU, I believe they want her to run it into the ground. And she's getting paid big money to become the target, like of all the alums and stuff like that. And to put that in perspective, I don't know as of right now, 2025, what the United States president made, but for the longest time, the American president made $400,000 a year. The president of the United States of America. And
Mm,
this lady
mm.
wants $750,000. A lady who is a businesswoman and a lobbyist. She's a lobbyist and has never worked in higher education administration. And she asked for 750,000, and they're giving it to her. They're giving it to
Yeah.
her for her to come in and do her best job at running it into the ground.
Ray Rodriguez, the chancellor of the State University System of Florida, the board of governors, of course, DeSantis. This is what he had to say about it. Congratulations to Marva Johnson for her selection to be the next president of Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. Ms. Johnson was selected following a rigorous process conducted by the FAMU Presidential Search Committee and Board of Trustees. I
Right.
commend FAMU's dedication to completing a transparent,
Right.
quality, and efficient search. Upon confirmation from the Board of Governors, I look forward to working with Ms. Johnson as president of FAMU. Ray Rodriguez, Chancellor of the Board of Governors. Just slaps.
I pray God
Slap,
has
slap, slap,
his
slap,
way
slap,
with these
slap, slap.
people. This is why the plantations are burning down. This
Yes.
is why the new pope. Did you see the statement from the new pope?
What did
He
he
was
say?
like, he was basically like, Jesus was about helping the poor and all these things, and not about the way of kings. And there are a lot of Christians right now who are following the wrong path. He said this on like
Mm,
day 2 of his job.
mm.
I said, I like this guy. I like this Creole
I like
man.
this guy.
I like this guy. I don't
Ooh,
care if you
they,
identify as black, sir. The
they were
science
mad at that.
science says you're black. And that's I like him. And then he took the name Leo because apparently the popes take the names of previous popes that they like their policies or whatever and the way they did their popeism. So he took the name of one of the other popes who was the one who spoke out against slavery and spoke about helping the poor and all and the meek and the mild. What a man who follows the Bible should be.
All right,
Um
Leo.
Yeah, we like Leo, from Chicago.
From Chicago, an
He's from
American.
Chicago.
When they said we had an American Pope, I have to say at first I was like, "Ah,
Mhm, mhm.
mm." And then you hear more and more about him and his stance and what he believes in. But definitely, I think we all were like, America right now
America, America has
at
a
all
problem.
in history, like,
But this is the first American pope.
yeah,
And listen to
that's
Pete, I
like wow,
feel like when I was growing up and they had to pick a new pope, because I can remember like twice. So I don't know how many times they've picked a new pope in our lifetime, but I feel like I
right.
remember the white smoke coming out the thing twice in my lifetime.
This one included is
No, 3.
two before, so
2
total of
before.
3.
I'm saying I could be
Yes,
wrong, but I'm saying what I
same,
can, especially as a child, like it could have happened when I as well. But I
correct.
can, in my memory, I can remember watching the TV and seeing the white smoke come out twice before this.
Mhm,
I feel like it ain't happened this soon. Like it used to be like a week
mhm,
or so they would be stuck in that
mhm.
place. It took these people 24 hours or less. I feel like they had a agenda, like, okay, we're gonna pick an American Pope, see, and we want him to be like the exact opposite. Like we want somebody who can speak to what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there was like a conversation in the back. It happened too fast. It
In the
happened
back.
too fast, Pete. And then for it to
Yeah.
be an American man with Creole roots, Creole and Haitian roots is.
Ooh-wee.
But remember what I said? We are in revolutionary times as of November
Ooh-wee.
of 2024. Pluto, okay, in Aquarius, age of Aquarius. All this stuff happening, everything burning down, and they said that maybe you could tell me this truth, Pete, because you're a Florida girl. They're saying that the Jacksonville airport, which caught on fire immediately after the plantation caught on fire, they're saying the Jacksonville airport also used to be a plantation, and
Hush.
And
Let me look that
so
up.
within 24 hours of the plantation in New Orleans catching fire, now the Jacksonville airport caught fire. The way that this year is going is it's very black. It's very black centered. We are. I just feel like that maybe it's time. I feel like God, the universe, Mother Nature, Mother Earth was like, all right, it's time. It's time for some recourse.
Things about to get a little shaky. Let's go
Yeah.
into the largest antebellum mansion in the
Mhm.
South, built in 1859 with 165 rooms, burned to the ground. They used it as weddings were
Mhm.
there,
Mhm.
and almost like a little bed and breakfast. Like,
Yes.
who's staying on a plantation? I saw somebody posted how they would do tours and they would mention that they were slaves, but they were well taken care of for the
Yes.
most part, considering the time. Meanwhile, it was a sugar cane plantation, which was known to be one of the most brutal
Mhm.
plantations alive. And I want to say the fire started, and they say it started right on back up. The firefighters
Yes.
got a control over it,
They
and
put
they
it out.
nope.
Came back.
So they were like, the ancestors were like, "No, we are free."
No,
I
it's
don't know if
done.
you saw, did you see, it just came out, but somebody put American Requiem
Yes, and I
over
was
it.
gonna send that to you. I posted that on my
Oh my
stories, and
God.
I almost sent it to you.
It was, but why was it
Goodbye
so
to what
poignant?
has been.
I
Pretty
was like,
house
okay,
that we never settled in. Excuse my lost voice trying to sing this Beyonce song, but y'all get it.
I know.
Y'all
She
get it.
understands.
P,
We
I
understand.
watched the video because they posted like a video, and I don't know how long ago they recorded this, but I guess like a promotional video for the plantation where the
Mm-hmm.
lady was in like her antebellum dress and she was doing the
Mm-hmm.
tour. And she talked about the slaves and she talked about how they own so many. She phrased it in a way that said that the owner owned so many because he was trying to keep families together. So that's why their
Uh-huh.
numbers were so large. And she phrased it as a good, so that they didn't have to be separated. He would get them together, and that's why it was so robust of a like enslaved community. Then they kept the slave quarters and painted them white. So when people come to stay on the grounds, they can rent them out as a cottage. They rent out the slave quarters as cottages. As a matter of fact, in that video, the lady speaks to the um, slave quarters and says that they were a good thing because it allowed families to stay together and not have to be bunched up sharing quarters with other slave families. And so apparently this plantation
Yeah.
is, I want to say, I don't know if it's called Plantation Row for real or if that's just a nickname that people gave it, but it's on a stretch of plantations. And that's where they film a lot of the slave movies. So, like 12 Years a Slave and Django, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
were both filmed in that stretch of plantations. And then people are literally online upset and talking about how we've lost history and people who had weddings there. And it's like, would you have a wedding at Auschwitz, at a
That part.
concentration camp? It's
That part.
exactly the same. People lost. It doesn't even require explanation. It is literally crystal clear. And if it's not crystal clear to you, that's because you're a racist. That's literally because the history of this is something that you admire and respect as opposed to abhor like any normal person. And they say that the Jacksonville airport also used to be a plantation. It's on the grounds of a plantation. Oh, one more thing about
Uh-huh.
that first plantation. What's the name? Is it Notting Way or not? What's the name of that
N-
plantation?
So the fire, the one that caught on
Yes.
fire, let's make sure. No, Notting Way. I don't
I
want to
mean,
say it like Notting Hill.
exactly.
Nottoway
Not
Plantation
away.
in White Castle, Louisiana. But the Jacksonville, the Kingsley Plantation, which was a prominent plantation in Jacksonville history, while the Jacksonville airport itself does not directly on that plantation, it's the
Okay.
land.
The
Its
land
current
was on.
location is on the land that was once part of the larger plantation landscape of Jacksonville. So essentially, yes.
And it caught fire
Yes.
literally 24 less than 24 hours of when the other one caught fire. But the Nottoway plantation, when you look at the pictures, the only thing that burned was the actual plantation home. The servants' quarters,
Mhm.
which is literally like a little footpath behind the plantation home, and then the servants' quarters is untouched. It's still white, pristine as can be. The only thing that caught fire was the actual plantation home, the servants' quarters, and then the slave quarters out back. None of those got touched. And like P said, the plantation burnt down. The firefighters got it under control, started to leave, and that thing shot back up again, said, "We not done." But yet still, it only touched that the house. And when you look at the pictures, the servants' quarter is literally feet away from that house.
Mm, 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 mm.
And so the spiritualists are posting pictures of the fire because you know there are people
I saw
read every
that.
kind of thing. So there are people who like read when I was about to say read fire, but it's something like okay, so if you light a candle, like a 7-day candle or whatever, and then when you get to the remains, you can look at it and there are people spiritualists who say, oh, okay, so this means this or this means that. So they've been looking at pictures of the fire and literally there are images in the fire. Even I can see them, and I ain't no, you know what I mean. It's also the same thing as when people put up pictures and they say, you know, there are ghosts in the picture, and you look for the ghosts. They put up these pictures, and I can see these things plain as day. I can. It's like when you look in the clouds, and the cloud makes a picture like, oh, look at that elephant in the cloud, you know, or oh, I'm
Mhm.
looking. There's a horse in the cloud. You're looking at the fire that's coming out of this building, and you literally see like a phoenix rising. You see a man on a horse. And then when you look at the windows that are on fire, you can see faces and bodies in the windows. So of course they're saying they're like ghosts or you know that it's a
The
plantation home. Like
spirits are free.
the spirit, you
Mhm.
can see them in the picture. It's wild. And normally when people post stuff like that, look, I ain't got good eyes, so I'm squinting, I'm turning it
You so
left and right and
stupid.
trying to see. I seen like so much. I said I see all of them.
Mm, mm, mm.
It's crazy. Like
Because it was built on slave labor. It was built on the backs of the slaves. They built this 53, let me get the square footage correctly. It was a big one too. Big, beautiful house. And they would have proms there. Some people from Louisiana in that area were posting like their proms. They're like, oh, this is where I had my prom. What? What? Proms, weddings.
yeah.
What? There is another one that there's another plantation that is strictly used for a museum only. In that same row that you were
hmm
talking about, not too far
Yes.
away. So this place uses it as a center, event center, whereas the other one uses it as a museum. Like, no, this is what it is. This is what it was for. We're gonna tell you exactly what this was for.
And people are saying people who have toured the area, like you said, like that there's another one that's strictly museum. They're saying that this one that burned down is pretty much the only one that was so overtly trying to glamorize that time period. Like when you walk in, it's not even like we're
Mhm.
touring. It's like, hi, you're here. You've walked into 1856. And so, oh, if I walked into
Absolutely not.
1856, I guess I should go out back then because I'm a black person. Like everybody's dressed, and they're saying that this is the one. I'm not saying that the other ones don't do this, but there were some white people talking about how disgusted they were when they left this, you know, when they left that one because of how it was glamorized and set up like you just walked into like this movie set from back in the day versus the other
Mhm.
ones where they spoke about the horrors and stuff that happened there and they showed pictures of the things that's happened. It's like all of this took place here, whereas this place believed, I guess, that they were just going to be the epitome of life in the South back then. It's
Mm. 53,000 square feet.
Jesus Christ.
Back in the day, can you do you imagine what it took to build that? And of course, over the years, they've done upgrades and all those things, but the
I don't even know what
initial
that looks like.
structure, I
53, I don't know what that, I can't even imagine what that
oh, talking about their hope is to rebuild.
rebuild. Uh,
Uh-huh. They said the owner hopes
I hope it's
that
cursed.
it'll rise again and they will
Rise
rebuild.
again.
Those are the words from the current owner and the attorney of the estate. Mm.
I hope
Mhm.
Tyler
It
Perry
says the
buys it
blaze was in
and puts a
right.
fucking black ass, the blackest thing. Like, I hope somebody with way more, a black person with way more money than the owner come in and take over. Like, this is wild. Like, rise
It
again?
rise again is what he says. He says the fire
For
officials
why?
believe the cause of the blaze was electrical and not suspicious. Because I wondered, I was like, did somebody blow this thing up? Said no,
Yeah,
electrical and not suspicious. The
that's
man,
even
they
worse.
had made it start on the side of a bedroom.
That's even worse.
Could have
God
been.
said, time.
There was a tour happening that morning. Mm, mm,
Did they
mm.
make it out, those people?
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
hadn't
say
heard
anyone was
anything
hurt.
about. Okay,
Yeah, no injuries at all.
okay.
I guess they once they saw that it was happening, they got everybody out. I am happy for that. You don't want anybody to
Yeah,
get hurt,
yeah.
but the building can go.
Rise again?
That's what he said. Rise
That give
again.
me the heebie-jeebies, P.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 30 minutes south of Baton Rouge.
Give me the heebie-jeebies, man. Rise again.
53,000 square foot.
Man, I just really pray. I don't know how long this world gonna last. And I'm not uh of the mindset that we gonna be here to see it. But I pray that there's gonna be a point in the time frame of this world that the people that's in the communities and races and people that's been wrong really get some get back. Like, not even get back, just like I just hope and pray that for the history of this place that there'll be a part of that where things are really better. Not even better. I just hope that this is just not the story of Earth. Like
The
that this is how it
destruction.
ends. Yeah. Uh, Not even destruction. I just hope that there's a part in that story where the people, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. I pray that there'll be some group of people that gets to see that before it's all said and done. I don't think it's going to happen while we're still here, but I pray that there'll be a group of people that gets to see that happen. I pray that we are just not relegated to live here like this and be just kicked and shitted on like this every day of our lives. Like, I pray the end of this story is that all gets to turn around somehow. I just can't imagine when that might happen just because of how long it's been already. But it's
I
so
don't know.
frustrating.
What really broke my heart too, someone posted, the FAMU babies. You got the onesies with the FAMU Future
Yes.
Rattler shirts. Somebody
Yeah.
posted two little kids and they said that they pray that they don't have to explain to them what FAMU used to be.
Because
And that broke
Pete,
me.
I was actually getting emotional when I got the news, and I have friends like a good bit of my friends are HBCU grads, and so they were signing the petitions too.
Mhm,
You
mhm,
know,
'cause
like this is a
it's
group
everybody.
effort, right? It's not, um, but it just made me so emotional because I was like, mommy would be Mommy
Same,
didn't even cuss, right? I heard her cuss
same.
one day in my life, and she said the word damn. That was her cuss word
Aw.
that I'd ever heard.
Aw.
But mommy would be cussing and fussing,
Yeah,
and I would see a fire in that woman like I've never seen. And she didn't
same.
even get to graduate, right? She didn't
Mhm,
even get to graduate from FAM. So I was so hurt. It was weird. I was hurt for her, you
mhm,
know?
mhm.
Like,
Same,
and I
same.
thought
I was
about
hurt
you
for
and your mom. Yeah,
our
I'm like,
legacy.
it's how to. I don't. Uh, I was about to say I don't wish that woman any ill will, but I think that would be a lie, P. I don't want her to be
They're gonna
physically harmed in any way. I want love for her to feel the consequences, some
all of
repercussions, some.
them
Yeah,
involved.
like nothing physical. Well, I don't want her to get out of this like unscathed. Like, she needs to know the damage that she has done by agreeing to be this willing participant for other I can't
Them
even.
and them and every board member who voted for her.
Oh no,
The
absolutely.
eight, the eight Brown
Name them,
Crossman,
P.
who is also
Do
on the
it.
board of Bethune-Cookman University. They're on the presidential search too, and he's on that board. So it's not just FAMU. It's all the HBCUs should be paying attention to this. This
Yeah,
isn't a
but they
time
are
for
really
glee.
going for the gusto in Florida. They just
They
gonna
are
wipe us all out
going.
in one fell swoop.
DeSantis is like, oh, if I have to leave office, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm
Is
going
he
to do.
leaving office? When
Yes,
is
his
the
term is
next?
up next year. So we're gonna start. That's what we said.
But
We
he's
have an opportunity. He's out.
oh okay. You
He's
wait,
out.
are you saying he's because he like
Term.
is there a term limit for?
His term is up.
But he's not gonna run again, is what I'm asking.
He can't. He cannot run again.
Oh,
Yes.
I
However,
didn't
so
know
we
he
have
couldn't
an
run again.
opportunity to try to get a Democratic governor, prayerfully. But the word is they're trying to get his wife in.
His wife.
His wife, girl. Down here in Florida politics, it's
Uh,
crazy.
like
It's
my,
crazy.
I'm ooh, like.
Crazy. Let me finish. Hold on.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Brown for Marva. Crossman, Marva. Gainey, Marva. Gibbons, Marva. Lawson, Marva. Vasquez, who's the new person that came
Yes.
24 hours before the vote.
Right.
He owns all the McDonald's in Tallahassee. Marva. Washington, Marva. White, Marva. Now, people say, well, these are black people, some of them.
Yeah.
All kinfolk ain't kinfolk. And
No, they're getting money.
it's clear they're getting money. They're businesses, but I hope it all just
And
fails.
I wouldn't doubt that there's some strong arming going on too.
Sure.
But I don't care. Like, I'm sorry. I don't understand how some people built this way. And if you find yourself, if you quote unquote believe so much in education or in the black community or in both, to find yourself on the board of a university, one of the top universities in the country, if you believe in it so much to find yourself there, then how dare you allow yourself to be bought or even strong armed into doing something like this that's literally never been done in the history of our organization, which is now on the 15th president. Like, how dare you? You're disgusting.
And look,
Disgusting.
we understand that things need to change, improvements need to happen, but some of those things, it's not us. It's not always the administration. It's the leadership, the governorship that is withholding the federal dollars which we are owed. That's where it starts. That's our money right there. So if they're going to say they're going to unleash that money or let it go and allow us to have it, we'll see. But this is I just pray for fam. I'm still a diehard Rattler. I'm gonna wear my shirt proudly because she does not represent our FAMU and our legacy. Where we go from now is up to alumni. We do need to start to give more, maybe directly to students. Somehow we have to strategize and find a way to keep our school going. We have to fight. We can't stop. We can't give up. We can't just lay down and let it be. Is it fucked up? Absolutely. Absolutely. I was so upset, angry Friday as I watched the vote, and I was like
Yeah.
in disbelief. I just couldn't understand. But I'm like, okay, all right.
It's early on. It's early days now. I just need to hear a plan about what the fight will look like, because
We got to figure it out.
for it to be a fight, then the school will have to be affected. I think we're going to have to be okay with the school being affected in order for there to be any kind of actual fight that might actually work. And I know that that's going to be a hard place to get to. I'm not saying I'm excited about it, but I'm
Yeah.
saying I feel like in my heart of hearts, that's what's going to have to happen in order for there to be a fight that happens that actually um affects some change. And so
We have
I'm
to
just going to be
join.
waiting to hear what that's going to look like, because just agreeing to still give money is not going to do it. It's not going to do it.
No.
I need to hear, but again, it's super early, so I'm not even expecting to see that right now because we're all still in shock.
Mhm.
When I say it's super early, guys, it's literally like 2 days post vote that we're recording this. So we're
Correct.
like 48 hours off of this. So, but I'll just be waiting to hear something that's going to actually be some kind of meaningful fight that I can get behind. Cause continuing to keep things status quo, even for the people and the students and the teachers that are there right now, that's not going to fight her and what they're trying to do.
So the number one way, alumni, we have to support and join the FAMU National Alumni Association. Join your
Okay.
local chapters
Hmm.
because that's where the meeting of the minds is going to have to take place within those organizations. We can't put everything on social media. They're playing chess. We have to play chess. We cannot put all of it out there.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
join your local alumni association. Here in Orlando, we have one that's awesome.
Hmm.
And from there,
We
we have
definitely got a good one here in
that's it.
Atlanta too.
Yeah. So we all have to get involved there. That's the first step. Join
Hmm.
those organizations, get active in those organizations. And as a whole, that's going to be our first way to fight as alumni. Now, as students, God bless them. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to manage this. Kids, we're adults and we're affected and we want to get crunk and hype. Their brain's not fully developed. And we know that. So
Right.
I don't know what's about to happen in the fall. I don't know. I don't know. But I pray because it's FAMU today, FAMU tomorrow, and FAMU forever.
Ooh, tell me, P.
When the dark clouds gather, the rattlers will strike
This is my
and strike. That's the stutter.
yes. Yeah, this is
And
mine.
strike
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, P. What's that? I saw you post a quote on your Facebook, and they were saying it was attributed to Gaines, but it didn't actually come from him. But I like the quote. Can you read
It
it?
was, yes,
Yeah.
RJ Gillum
I will
made
also
sure to
never
correct
forgive
it.
them for what they did to Andrew Gillum.
He could have,
By the
all
way,
this could have been avoided because he
it
could have
could
been
have
the
been
governor.
avoided. It could have
A
been
couple of
avoided. And
thousand votes.
just from a couple people who was in school with Andrew when he was there, I wasn't a friend of his, but I knew him because we always voted for him,
Mhm,
right? For SGA. And then he became president. And you could tell back then he was gonna be something. Because he
mhm,
walked around like he was already somebody. I will never
yep.
forgive them for what they did to him. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, from Reverend Moses General Miles, if
Mm,
anyone be against FAMU, may his right hand forget its cunning and his tongue cleave to the roof of his mouth.
mhm,
FAMU must live on forever.
mhm.
We
Like that.
bleed orange and green over
We
here.
bleed orange and green.
So we're up against a fight
Oh, have mercy.
and we're going to fight. That's it. Right, let's
Mm-mm.
stand up. Let's go.
I
That's
think we
it.
ended there, P.
I think so. Hit me up at Better3701 on Instagram.
And you can find me on Instagram and Threads at Hey Shonda Head. You can also find the podcast on Instagram at The Everything Has Changed Podcast.
FAMU today, FAMU tomorrow, FAMU forever.
True that.
Want to stay locked in with us so you never miss an episode? Visit everythinghaschangedpodcast.com and join our email list. That way you'll be the first to know about new episodes and all the fun stuff we have coming your way. Meet us over there.